Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Ava Cantrell. I'm an actor, director, and comic book creator, and I'm hanging out with Galaxy on Comic-Con Radio.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing in for Comic-Con Radio. Coverage of pop culture events from around the globe. Amazing interviews with celebrities. Daily recaps and reviews of popular television. The Walking Dead. Z Nation. Van Helsing. DC Titans. Flash. The Legends of Tomorrow. Black Lightning. American Horror Story. Green Arrow. Movie reviews. Everything Comic-Con and fandom from around the globe. Comic-Con Radio. Get ready to enter our universe. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your boy Galaxy on another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Now, I always say amazing because it is amazing. Everything we do in this fandom universe and you guys out there, the fans, are amazing. But today, I have a special young guest. She's an actress, she's a producer, and a comic book creator. She wrote her first comic book series. We have Ava Cantrell. Ava, what's up? How are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Hi. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. You are a very busy young lady. You're doing so many things. You're on all these little TV shows. You're doing this and that. But then you went and took the big task of creating your own comic book series. Wow.
Yeah, I've been keeping myself a little busy here. I think as an actor, it's hard to rely on the business to, be giving you projects and be giving you stuff to constantly keep you busy and working. So I was like, I just need to start doing it myself as well. So yeah, I just started making my own stuff, directing and producing, and I wrote a comic.
And you're only 18. That's the crazy thing.
Thank you.
And you're from the hometown of the San Diego Comic-Con. You're from San Diego, California, right?
Yes. So I'm repping San Diego. Yeah. So I'm always kind of proud that I got San Diego Comic-Con going on because, everything's kind of in LA and I always have to go up to LA. And now it's like, I got my hometown San Diego Comic-Con and I'm super proud of that. It's really fun having that by me.
That's wonderful. What got you into acting?
My dad was a kid actor and I was originally a competitive dancer. And I loved the performance aspect of dance. And my parents kind of saw how much I liked that part of it. So they're like, why don't we give her a try in acting? And I started when I was 7 and I instantly love it. And I kind of booked a couple jobs right after I started. And it was just like, oh my God, I love it. I'm doing it. So ever since then, I've just been sticking to it.
That's pretty cool. Well, yeah, you do have a cool filmography. You've started at a very young age. I believe you started when you were 8 or 9 years old.
7, yeah.
Wow. How was it acting at 7? Were you... Okay, here's the thing. I get to speak to a lot of adults and, some young people here and there about their life and things like that. But when you're 6 or 7 years old and I see these kids acting so well, do you put the same emotion behind it? Are you very competitive at that age, or it's just something you want to do because it's fun?
I think at 7 years old, you do it because it's fun. I know that, there is a little competitive fire from that young age. But for me, I think it was just the acting and the performance came really naturally. And I felt really comfortable doing it. And I just really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun on set doing that stuff.
And you had your parents around you and your family and everybody's there to support you. But, still, everything has to come from you because you can have the best coaches, the best team, the most supportive parents. But if you don't care, it's not going to happen.
Oh my gosh, 100%. Yeah, and even with, I really had to, I had, these amazing coaches and all these people backing me up and trying to help me. But yeah, at the end of the day, I was like, I got to pull it together. If I'd be on set, it'd be up to me. Even as a young girl, I developed that kind of work ethic that you need for a challenging and very unique type of job. So, yeah.
And that came from something inside, or did your parents sit you down and say, hey, if you're going to do this, you need to do good, take it serious? Or was it just something inside of you hey, I better do good?
It was something inside of me. I mean, they reminded me, but yeah, it was definitely in there. And I was mature enough in that way where I could handle myself with that kind of responsibility of having a job. And, I loved it, and it just came really naturally for me to do it. And I had like great directors. So I always had like a really good environment to, grow and develop that skill.
That's cool. And, you worked for one of the coolest networks, Nickelodeon. Like, you're best known for the Haunted Hathaways. You played a character called Penelope Pritchard, which was a cool character. Yeah. I actually brushed up on an episode yesterday so I could see, your handiwork. And it's a cool show.
It's adorable. It was so fun. Yeah, that show was really cool. And that was like my first like big project. And I was working on the Paramount lot, and it was really, really cool. And that show was a little different from a lot of the other Nickelodeon shows airing because it was not filmed like with a live audience. Kind of had like a really fun, different environment. It was really like a great first big job to work on, for sure.
That's pretty cool.
And I got to come back multiple times. So that was like super fun.
And were you hoping to like run into like big celebrities at that time when you were like backstage?
No, I wasn't. I know my parents feel like, oh my God, we're right next to like this show and this show. I think I was right next to like Glee, and I wasn't watching Glee at that time. But I kind of like knew. I was like, oh boy, there's some like big people here. Or like you go to wardrobe, and the wardrobe would have like all kinds of different shows in that whole building. And sometimes you would just see like the clothes racks from your favorite shows, and it would be like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Was it overwhelming? Would you get nervous when you saw them?
No, not at all. I don't know. I don't really get starstruck easy. I don't know. I think the more that you're just in that environment, it's kind of like cool. Like you're like, okay, it's cool that I'm like, just here right next to that rack of clothes from my favorite show. Or, oh yeah, I just am in the room next to like the people from The Voice or something. I remember one time, but like, I don't know. You got to not let yourself get freaked out, because, when you're freaked out and you're starstruck, you can get kind of off your game. I'm like, I'm in my work environment. You know what I mean?
Well, you're young, you're impressionable. You watch all these shows on TV. And, during that time when you were filming your Nickelodeon show, it was like a height of all these big network shows. Like now, I think television changed. It's like everywhere. It's on cable and special streaming services. But then in 2013, 14, 15, that era was like this height of network TV shows and all that stuff, like Glee. And you're young, you could be like, OMG, I am here. Look at this person, look at that person. Did you ever want to be on any of those TV shows? Were you ever like, wow, oh my God, I wish I could be there? Or were you just happy with what you were doing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I totally was like that, like, when you see that, especially and you're like on the line, you're working on a show, you're like, I want to be on that show. I want to be on that show. That's your goal as an actor anyway, like to work on those shows and do that stuff. So, it was like one day I could be on that show if I just kind of keep going, keep auditioning. Maybe I'll get an audition for that show. You never know.
Hey, you're doing well right now. You're a social butterfly. I got to check out your social accounts, and you're like surfing and always having fun, and it looks really cool. You're just like taking advantage of the San Diego sun.
Absolutely, yeah. I love like just like the beaches in San Diego, and I surf here a lot, especially now that it's summer. And, if I'm not in like LA or busy doing that, I'm definitely going to be at the beach. So when people come down to Comic-Con, we always tell everyone, like, okay, enjoy all of San Diego.
We're going to be there.
Yeah.
And, so hopefully you'll come out and we'll all
of course
enjoy the convention. I call them conventions.
Yeah.
Because we go to so many Comic-Cons, but of course the big daddy is San Diego and the big mama is New York Comic-Con that I call them. The team here is like, we're going to Big Daddy and Big Mommy. Yes, we have to. That's our job. But you got this cool thing happening right now. You got a comic book coming out. It's called, or it has came out already. It's called The Amulet of Lilith. And what is Lilith? Who is that?
So Lilith is a ballerina she was a ballerina in the 1940s, and she's Jewish, so she ended up in a concentration camp, and a lot of her family was killed, but she survived, and they did experiments on her, and a lot of this is like obviously really based on like the true history and events. So she was kind of experimented on, and this super serum and all this stuff, and she basically doesn't age now. So I really like this part of my comic where it goes from back and forth from the 1940s flashbacks to the present day. And the 1940s are in black and white and the present day is in color. So it adds kind of that cool effect. And a lot of it is based on Jewish mysticism. She has this necklace that's like fused into her. And she gathers kind of all of her power from that. So it kind of combines like a lot of culture and a lot of history.
It looks pretty cool. We got a tag like a month or so ago, and it was a comic book from you, and you said, I'm so excited to share this. My dad and I created this. So did you come up with this character? Did your dad do all the artwork? Like, how did it work? Did you guys just sit down one day and come up with this, or was this a multi-year project that you were thinking of it and slowly got it done?
You know, we actually kind of spit it out pretty fast. Once we were like set on making the comic, and my dad is an incredible writer, and we have wrote a lot of projects together. We wrote scripts together. I've had pilots optioned that I wrote with him. We love comics, obviously. So we're like, you know what? Why don't we make a comic? And we developed the character and the story, and it actually went by pretty fast, like writing the script for the comic. And it was our first time, so we like reached out to people from other countries who did great artwork, and we were kind of trying to do it, you know, like low budget because it's our first time. But we really liked how it came out, and we're like on the next episodes now, so on the next comics. So I'm really excited to continue it.
The topic is something that some people have a hard time talking about. It's something that happened in the past. You took actual factual situations, which a lot of Marvel, DC comics do as well, especially in the 70s. They brought up a lot of things going on in current times and stuff like that. But you brought up this topic. Is this a topic that's really close to your heart? You wanted to create a superhero for that time, like a defender for it. What was the whole kind of like idea behind it?
Yeah, I mean, I lost my relatives and my family members to the Holocaust and all that really terrible, dangerous time. And the history behind that is really scary. And there was a lot to explore within, you know, the comic about that.
That's pretty cool. Well, it looks great. We have the cover. Now, do you have your first issue out yet, or?
Yeah, so it is out on Comixology. It actually came out on my birthday there, so it's available there. I'm super stoked about that. Yeah, it was a great birthday present. But it was on the Amazon online Kindle store. So now that it's on Comixology, I'm really excited about that. But it's also in a lot of like local comic book stores. And whenever my dad travels around, he always sells it to the comic book stores. So it's also in there. And going to Comic-Con this year, we're hoping to get some more big guns involved and stuff like that.
Nice. So you're going to be in the Artist Alley area showing your comic book?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So you're going to have a vendor space and you're going to be there hanging out. And everybody's going to be like, oh, look, Ava's there. And you're like, yeah, check out my new comic. Is that how it's going to be?
No, I won't have a vendor area. Yeah, but I'll be like taking meetings and stuff with, everybody going down for Comic-Con and stuff like that.
That's cool. Well, that's fun and exciting. Well, you know what? You're an actress and, that's really cool. And now you have a comic book, which... it's helpful. Your actress self is helpful towards the comic because they're like, wow, look at her. She's multi-talented. She has a comic out and she acts in shows and movies. What else is on your radar that you want to accomplish? You're a young, very, driven young lady.
Thank you. I'm just constantly branching out and acting in the business is my main thing, but everything is really intertwined. So it was actually, in a way, easy, obviously hard, but in a way easy to start directing and start producing and just start getting my hands into more of the other areas of the business because I already have worked with so many directors and writing scripts now. I've read so many scripts. So I already have a little bit of experience in the other areas. So I'm kind of just figuring out what works and what clicks and what I really have fun with in other areas of the business.
Well, you were in Lights Out, which was produced by James Wan.
Yeah.
And how cool was that working with him?
Oh, that was so epic. Yeah, so that was a really, really fun project to work on. It was, I mean, I think that movie was like one of the best horror movies like out there. So I play young Diana, and I also play the voice of Diana. So I did all the creepy creature voices. But when I was like filming on set, we filmed on location. And on location, we were at an abandoned hospital. And I mean, like abandoned, like didn't close down. Like it's creepy. So I had all this like really creepy makeup on, and we were just like searching out these creepy parts of the abandoned hospital. And it was like this like mental ward with these huge metal doors. So it was really like an experience. It was so fun. I had a really cool role.
Well, does it get kind of scary or creepy? Did you get like really creeped out? Because here's the thing. Yeah, you're shooting a film, but there's setup time and takedown time. And then there's times you have to like go in there and check it out. Were you kind of like nervous and scared when you walked in there?
When I was like walking into the like set that they were working on, it was so freaky. I mean, they had like the smoke machine on like the whole time, and it just was so eerie. And I just felt totally in the scene. And then I'd like walk out and be in the makeup room and I'd feel fine. And then I would just be totally freaked out because I'm really, it's hard for me to watch horror movies. I love them, but I'm like a scaredy cat. So
I call that a chicken McNugget. That's what I call that.
I guess I am one of those. Yeah.
Hey, I would freak myself out. Here's the thing. I love horror stuff. We're creating a new series called Haunted Comic-Con. It's coming out pretty soon. And there's like celebs and people in the industry and other cool people just talking about their scary moments in and around the Comic-Con time. It doesn't have to be at Comic-Con itself, but in and around. And OMG, you hear some crazy stories. And when I'm hearing these, I'm like, and right now you just talked about abandoned hospital. And I watch all these YouTube videos with all these like top 10 creepy things at these hospitals. It's still scary.
Yeah.
What if someone's still lingering there? Oh.
We were all like, there's definitely some creepy spirits that are lingering here. And I mean, I remember that there were like really weird smells. Like they set up like Crafty in this like open space of the hospital, and like there was so many weird smells that people like just didn't eat. There was like lights kind of going in and out, and I mean, it was freaky. There was a lot of freaky stuff going on.
It played along with the whole creepiness of the movie, and even though there's a big staff there, but it's still all these things happening kind of freaks people out. And you're probably around that time, like 15, so you were pretty creeped out, huh?
I totally was. And you know, when I was little, I've been doing tons of like horror. I always played the scary freaky girl every single time. I've never played like that. Oh no, I'm so scared. I'm always the creature. I'm always the scary one or the dead one. So I have a lot of memories of being on set and filming this stuff and having like tons of effects makeup on. And like when I was really little, I remember I had like I was playing like a girl who drowned in like the I was wearing like a really old kind of 1800s kind of vibe gown. And I had to like float in the pool, and I had all this effects makeup on, and I looked in the mirror and I like almost started crying because I was so scared.
Dang.
Like when you're that little and you see yourself, it's almost like, is that me? Is that someone else on the other side of the mirror? You know what I mean?
You're freaked out. You're looking at yourself, huh?
Yeah. I did this other one that I worked in, and it was a Guillermo del Toro horror contest winner, and that one was super fun. I had one eye sealed shut because she was an abuse victim, and so that was also another really crazy one. I filmed on like the YouTube set that they have there, and it was also very spooky.
Dang.
So, yeah.
So you played an abuse victim. That's sad. And it must be a very emotional moment for you because you probably had to tap into something, and that probably freaked you out as well.
It did. I don't, there was this scene where my mom is trying to like communicate with me through someone else, like a psychic or whatever they call them. I forgot. And she's trying to like basically get me back or like apologize. And I'm saying like, no, I don't want to. Like this little girl is remembering all this abuse that her mom did to her. And then she kind of like attacks her through the dead or something. So it was kind of like emotional and also very very spooky.
Wow. I just got chills listening to you. And sometimes, yeah, I did. I was just sitting quietly. I didn't want to, butt in. I was like, okay, let me hear her say how spooked out she was at this moment.
I was spooked.
But you know what? Don't be scared. You're going to be in probably crazier scenes as time goes by. I hope. You're only 18. And you've done so much.
Thank you.
Right? Yes or no?
Yeah. I mean,
yes. Say yes. Say, I have done it, man. Just.
I've done it. I've done stuff.
And it doesn't stop, and it keeps going. And now you open a door of creating a comic book, and that's going to grow into another comic book, and then into maybe your own TV series. Are you in the works, or would you like to create your own TV series?
I totally want to play Lilith. Hopefully, if we ever do a Amulet of Lilith show, I'd love to play Lilith. I was a dancer, and she's a ballerina, so I'm like, okay, I'm Lilith. All right, I got dibs.
You're like, I have dibs on the main character. I created her. I can be her.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've noticed a lot of your photos on social, and it's leaning towards more action stuff. Is that something that you're like into now, like doing action sports and running around more? And
oh yeah, I always kind of did like a lot of sports. I feel like some people don't consider dance a sport, and that's so weird to me because it's very active. But I always kind of was like an active person. I do obviously I do a ton of surfing. I did a lot of dancing when I was little. I do archery. And I just did the wheelchair basketball, which was like the most fun experience ever for assisted sports. And it was like totally epic. I love all that stuff. Super
That's pretty
fun.
Cool of you to do that. How was that experience?
I mean, seriously, it was like the most fun I've ever had. I got to play, it was like with other celebrities. It was at Angel City Sports, and they basically just help a ton of people who have, veterans and people born with those disabilities. And just like, I mean, I feel like sports should be for everyone, and they really make it super accessible for everyone to be playing. I mean, they have archery, they have swimming, they have wheelchair basketball, they have wheelchair volleyball, they have all these like really epic stuff, and it was super fun to meet these people who were doing this and also like take part of it, which you don't always get to do stuff like that. And they really were just like super nice people and are doing like really awesome stuff, and it was super cool to like be more a part of it than I usually get to be. So I love them. That was awesome.
That's pretty cool of you. A lot of kids your age don't want to do anything for anyone but themselves. They're just like, I'm an actor, I'm going to do my thing. Don't bother me unless it's a red carpet event or I'm going to get some cool giveaways. But you're out there, doing wheelchair basketball, helping everybody. And that's a huge thing, because when other youth see your social media posts and things like that, you're setting this trend of, hey, it's good to help and be a role model. And that's a big, huge thing you're doing.
Thank you so much. My parents raised me from a young age to just really love that, and to give back and to, just like connect with charities. I really like doing it. I like doing it a lot more than the red carpet or the stuff like that. It feels good, and it feels really great to take part of something kind of bigger than yourself, or something that's having like a really big impact. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And, great job on that. And that's why you're so successful at such a young age, because you have this mindset of, hey, It's not just about me, it's about others. And I sense that in your comic book. I think you're trying to create some kind of vibe, or not to say vibe, but you're trying to create this thing where you're letting people know that, hey, this was an important time, and look at this superhero. She's helping. So maybe somebody in today's time that's going through hardship or issues or leaving their country and going through these kind of problems. I know not like that, but if anybody could take something from that, it's amazing. And it's always cool to have a super badass superhero killing Nazis.
Yeah, she's a really strong female character, and as a woman, as a girl, this is like a kind of character that I would want to read and look up to, like as a young girl. That's something that's a comic that I would really like. And I think that she's kind of a unique kind of comic character. She is kind of got that superhero thing, but she has like her own agenda. She really just thinks about her family, and she's not just going around like fighting and saving people, which is, also good, but it's really focused in her history and that past and that time. And that's what it's kind of rooted in. And
now, are you going to come out with more issues? Is there only one issue out, or you have a few out?
So there's one issue out, and we are currently working on all the next. And we're going to do our plan right now is to do 6 and have a graphic novel length, and continue on with that.
That's so cool. My book launches this month during Comic-Con. And
Congrats.
Yes, and I wanted to release it years ago, but I'm such a picky person, and I kept focusing on it. So I understand writing and having original artwork, and I have a whole team helping with like the illustration and things like that. So I know how it can get with a comic book. And we're also in the works of creating a new comic book series. It's coming out, a whole bunch of different things we're doing. And, I give you kudos because people your age just want to go surf and have fun. But like you're acting and producing and writing. And it's kind of cool, too, because you're doing this with your dad. Did it bring you guys closer working on this? Or you guys have always been close like that?
We've always been close, and I think that's why we do this stuff so well. And we're both really passionate about the industry and writing and creating, and he brings that out in me. So so it's really cool to make those projects together. That's
pretty amazing. I know you're an actress, or let's say actor. The cool way. You're an actor. Do you like working on TV shows more or movies?
People always ask that, and I never have an answer. I think I love them both. They're, in a way, they're really similar. Being on set is always kind of like a similar vibe, but TV shows and movies are totally different, and I really love both. Like when I worked on Young Sheldon, that was super epic. I mean, that is like a monster budget, huge production, very talented, cast and crew. And it was really epic being on the set and doing that. And then with like movies or really cool indie projects that I feel really connected to, I really just love everything I do.
That's pretty cool. Now, Young Sheldon, what a cool TV series.
Yeah.
It was such a huge undertaking. How did it feel being part of such a cool thing?
Oh my God, it felt insane being part of the most watched show on television now that Big Bang has come to a close, right? So it felt pretty epic. It's a great show. It's super funny. It's got tons of talent in there. And it's just really well done. So it was like super epic being on set. And God, seeing it like come out and, everyone watching it, it was really, really cool. I got to work with Jason Alexander too from Seinfeld.
Nice.
And me and my family, we love Seinfeld. It's like one of the best shows of our time. And working with that legend was so epic. I mean, he played the drama teacher. I played the drama student, his star student, and it was so awesome.
That's pretty cool. That's really rad, and especially seeing someone that your family dug in from a TV series that is ultra iconic. It must have felt so good.
Iconic.
If you could have a time machine and go back would you take a role at Seinfeld?
Yeah, I mean, I could
You're
never.
like, duh.
Duh. I really look up to. I can't believe I just forgot her name, but the woman who plays Elaine. I mean, she's like one of the most talented female comics like out there. She's so talented, so funny. So I could like never do what she does. I hope one day I strive to, but.
You mean Julia Louis-Dreyfus, right?
Yes. I love her. And that show is just like talent and totally iconic.
Yeah, these shows were like all done in like 2 or 3 sets. They didn't have the big multi-million-dollar budgets as TV shows today, and they still captivated audiences, kept them locked in for years, and when they went out with a bang on top. And, these days, there's a lot of amazing, iconic TV shows as well, but the budgets are tremendous. What's your most favorite current TV series right now?
Oh, my God. I watch so many shows. I mean, I'm like constantly bouncing around. Let's see. What am I watching?
Okay, let's say top 3 because I watch so many things too. I know I don't have I can't say a one. Let's say top 3. How about that?
Okay. Oh, the Netflix show that was out, Umbrella Academy. That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my favorites that I watched in a long time. I mean, that was like truly a really great show. Like we finished it so fast. We watched it in like days, and we're already like, we want the next season. Like
that's
now.
the problem with Netflix. They like release everything at once, which is amazing, but then it's done, and you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah, you have to wait so long for the next season. God, it's painful.
Stranger Things is coming out.
Yeah, when we saw season 3, we're like, okay, that looks like super, super, super good. I think my mom was like, oh, the music in there too. So yeah, I'm really excited for season 3.
That's pretty cool.
I love like shows like the Office and Parks and Rec and Arrested Development.
What's 5 shows right now that you would love to be on if you could?
This is like an actor's dream. There's like, I mean, basically everything.
I know, but
5 shows.
Five
that are on right now?
Any
Okay,
kind of
I would,
series that you would like to be on right now, and I hope they're listening to you right now.
Okay. I hope they're listening too. Well, on that note, Umbrella Academy. What are some like huge shows? Gotta like go really big with this, right?
Yeah, let's go big.
I would love to like
Resurrection of Game of Thrones.
Oh my God, yeah, Game of Thrones. A show like Game of Thrones would be so epic. Especially, I'd love to do something like that because doing like a period piece, like a that far period piece would be super fun. And then I'd love to do like a fun comedy style that is like Arrested Development or Parks and Rec or The Office. Just because I think that's like a really fun acting style for actors. Kind of goofy and like the reality TV, but like scripted is a really cool concept.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And is there any directors that you would love to work with?
I mean, I have like so many. Some that I can think of is like Catherine Wiegand. She did a lot of great stuff. She did like Point Break. I love that movie so much. And I thought it was super funny that was a woman director just because it's like such a guy movie. And she did such a phenomenal job with it. Leslie Gator, she did like Mad Men and ER and Freaks and Geeks. Those are some female directors that I love. The Marvel director, Tiki Waititi. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I totally butchered it.
It's a tongue twister right there.
Yeah, it is. He also did so he did like all my favorite Marvel movies, but he also did a mockumentary that I haven't seen yet, but I will watch. That he did like a really great job directing. It's like one of the best mockumentaries out there where it's like a vampire goof kind of thing. So I directed a mockumentary called Detention Boys, and it's like about like a high school boy band getting together in like their midlife crisis kind of thing. So it's super funny and super goofy, and whenever I tell people about that, they're like, oh my God, you have to watch his mockumentary because it's like the best mockumentary out there. Everyone needs to watch it, especially if you directed a mockumentary. I heard you did a great job with that.
Is it the one that's something in the shadows or?
Yes.
Yes.
Something the vampire, something with shadows in the title.
Well, we have it right here.
I've recommended that like
One of my producers
No,
is
really?
pulling it up right now. Yeah, we actually checked it out. It was pretty cool. It was actually based on, I think they did a movie first, right, or something, and then they created a TV series afterwards.
They did? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I know that they did the mockumentary about it.
Yes, they actually did a documentary on it that made it look like a documentary, and it had a great, yes, it had a great cast members. I believe it was some Saturday Night Live people. It was actually What We Do in the Shadows. That's
What We Do in the Shadows?
What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, they actually did a whole movie first, and then it became a series, and they changed some of the actors up.
Wow. I've heard so many good things about that. I'm dying to watch it.
And there's another new TV series coming out called We Were Tomorrow. It's the first Aussie sci-fi series, and it's produced by Madeline Kennedy, and it has Marcus Vanko and Alicia Bennett. That's another cool series, and actually they're going to be part of
our... Oh my God, yeah.
We're doing something with them during Comic-Con, so yeah.
Yes, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, a lot of things are going on. So what do you have in the works for the future? What plans do you have? Any cool new projects you're working on? I know you have the comic book, which is so amazing, but do you have any TV or film projects coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a movie that I'm going to be filming later this summer. It's called Abigail, and I play Abigail. I'm totally stoked for it. It's kind of like one of my favorite genres, again, like a thriller horror type of thing. I play a killer, of course. People have said it's kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of teenage story, and I'm playing kind of like more the Clyde character, kind of like the ringleader of the crime, I guess. And I'm really stoked for it. It's set in the 70s, so it's a really cool period piece, which I think always adds a really cool element. So I'm pretty stoked for that. That's going to be really fun.
That's exciting. You're playing the actual character that the movie's named after. How cool is that?
Yes, the title role. That's what every actor wants to do.
Title, baby, title role.
Yes.
Woo,
I've led in multiple starring type of situations, but I've never been like the title role and like carried a movie. So I'm really, really excited for that.
That's going to be so great. It's going to
it is.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to blow up. Is it coming out on a streaming service, on Netflix, Hulu, or is it going to go out to the movies? Where is it coming out?
We're going to go as big as we can. Hopefully like really big streaming service, but we're going to go as big as we can.
Nice.
It's going to be pretty great.
Well, I need to bring you back on the show and let's talk about that only.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
You're so multi-talented. And I was like, should I talk about her TV show? Should I talk about Young Sheldon, her comic? I was like, let's just put it all together so people can know you, our fans can know you. Of course, they know you already, but, I wanted to talk about different things, like you did the wheelchair event and all that. So I want people to paint this amazing picture of you. You're a very cool person. Also, another thing I want to tell the fans, Kent, one of our amazing producers here, reached out to you, or you guys chatted, and he said you're a very cool person, very easy to work with. Everything was so easy and fun and simple, and we appreciate that. And we thank you for that. And we thank you for coming on the show because you are the future of our Hollywood universe.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I do have one more thing that's coming out. I have an Awesomeness TV show that it's called Crestmore. Viacom is working with Awesomeness TV, and
nice.
It's going to be a really awesome web series. So I'm also really excited about it. It's like a really kind of cool teen drama type of thing.
Oh, wow. So it's based on a high school or?
A high school drama, as high school is kind of like a Riverdale type of thing. I think that's a really great genre out there right now. That's super fun. I play the main character, and
I gotta give you 20 applause now because you're rocking it. You're on fire, Ava.
Thank you. It's like a teen drama, but also mixed with a Will and Grace kind of friendship elements. My co-star plays a character who's discovering that he's gay as we're in a relationship. So it's complicated, and also elements of, friendship and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for all my stuff coming up. Thank you so much for having me on. And let me talk about it.
Happy for what you're doing. You have 2 main roles, right? You're in a movie and a TV series. You got both locked down, and you have a comic series. What else is behind your?
Just been keeping it busy.
What's behind your sleeves? What else? We're gonna find out as we go along with this nice, cool drip. And I've noticed you took a little bit of time. You were on Young Sheldon, but you basically took a little bit of time and you got this role on this movie in this new TV series. You have your comic book out. So I think you're coming out with a bang. That's what I notice. It's just like a big explosion of Ava. Boom.
Thank you. I'm in like a boom. So I'm like, I'm excited to be working, and I'm also making my own projects. So
that's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. If you're talented enough to create your own projects, that's amazing. So if fans want to reach out and they want to see all of Ava's coolness, where can they go on Instagram, Twitter? Can you tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. On Instagram, I'm Ava Cantrell. I have Twitter, Ava Cantrell. I'm on pretty much all platforms. Twitter is the Ava Cantrell, and Instagram is Ava Cantrell.
My name is Ava Cantrell. That's right. And if they want to check out the comic book, where should they go?
Comixology.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they can pick a copy. So fans out there, we love you guys. Please pick up a copy of Ava's new comic book. It's really cool. Check it out. Support her. Watch her in her new TV series and her movies and everything she's part of. Follow her on social media. And that's it. It's going to be all about Ava pretty soon because she's coming out with the cool new movie, cool new TV series, and a bunch of other things. Is there anything else, Ava, you want to tell the fans out there before we head out?
I just said I love you, and thank you so much for having me on.
Wow, that's cool. Thank you so much, Ava. And this is the time where we're going to start heading out. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okie dokie. And with that said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your boy Galaxy with Ava Cantrell. And we're signing out of another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Ava, ready? We're going to blow them kisses. 3, 2, 1. Mwah.
Mwah.
There you go. Keep that. Watch her. Support her. Follow her on Instagram. And we can't wait to have Ava back on. Thank you, guys. Love ya. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Tune in for your daily shows of Comic-Con Radio. Go to comiccon-radio.com. Reach us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Comic-Con Radio. You can call us toll-free right now. 800-976-0305. 800-976-0305. Comic-Con Radio, taking the world one listener at a time.